Invertebrate tier list. How this video is going to work, essentially, we're going to be ranking 10 different invertebrates on a tier list, with S tier being the best and F tier being the worst. Now, without any further ado, let's go ahead and get started with crabs. Now, crabs are crabby boys, all right? They dance, and they dance. They're chill little guys who dance all the time and have crab rays. Like, how are you supposed to hate on that? Literally peak. And of course, they taste yummy. So crab, we're going to go in A tier. Next up is octopus. Now, octopus are a bit weird. They feel like aliens, you know, because they can just fit into tiny jars. They're extremely smart. They're friends with the deep from the boys. They have like the suction cups. They're just weird animals in general. But the fact that they're smart just kind of, this is weird, you know. Like, I wouldn't trust an octopus, gang. I don't know. I just wouldn't trust an octopus like the deep trust an octopus. So we're going to have to put octopus into D tier. We're going to put them into D tier. Because on one hand, they're chill-ish. But on the other hand, if there's an octopus that was the size of us that could hunt us, it probably would. And that's a bit terrifying, you got to admit. So we're going to put octopus into D tier. And we're going to move on to the snail. Now, thankfully, this isn't the immortal snail, or it would be going to an F tier. This is just a normal snail. So, snails are just chill guys. You know, just like sliming around, having the ooze behind them. On like your sidewalk or your wall, stuff like that. They're just chilling. They are literally just the definition of chilling. They're just sliming around. The only problem is that you can accidentally step on them and then they go bye-bye, which isn't really a good thing for someone who's just chilling, you know? I feel like they gotta, you know, be more alert. If they were actually chill, they would yell out before you step on them, like, yo, I'm chilling here. And then they'll be, you know, they'll be just fine. But since they don't do that, we're gonna put them into C tier. If they yelled out, hey, I'm chilling here, I'm just snailing around or whatever that they do all day, that would put them into B tier. But since they don't do that, we'll have to put them into C tier. Next up is mosquitoes. Now, mosquitoes are like the bane of existence, especially if you live somewhere where it's humid and it's somewhere where it is hot. It sucks. They suck so much. Why haven't we made the species go extinct? Who is vouching for these animals to not go extinct? Why are animals like polar bears going extinct, but not mosquitoes, dude? What is wrong with y'all? Who decided that? In the Illuminati, who decided let's make polar bears go extinct and not mosquitoes? Like, it's just, y'all gotta get your stuff together, man. But just imagine this, alright? You're sitting down in the Illuminati council, and some idiot named John says, hey, let's get rid of the polar bears. Why? Literally everyone would love the Illuminati if they just got rid of... Everyone would be on board with climate change if it was getting rid of mosquitoes. So, come on now. Be realistic. Obviously, mosquitoes are going... Jokes aside, mosquitoes are going into F tier. They just suck. They literally only exist on this planet to bite you and suck your blood and then leave, and then you have an itchy rash. Not a rash, like you have an itchy bite mark for a few days. Just why? They're just going into F tier. Moving on are worms. Now, they're just weird. Alright, you're walking along, it's rain. They only come out in the rain. Like, what? What a bunch of weirdos, dude. Imagine sitting in the ground all day and then it comes up to rain. So you come up and then you just dry out on the sidewalk. Like what are you doing, dude? Are you stupid? I mean, I guess they don't have eyes, so they can't really, like, see where the rain... If they can't really see if it's still raining, but at the same time, like... Why are they coming out after the rain? Can someone explain that down in the comments below? And while you're down there, go ahead and subscribe. We're trying to hit 10K before the end of the year. And it's not possible without people like you, so help a man out. Go ahead and subscribe. I see you looking at it. Licking your lips, maybe. What you're not doing is licking your lips at earthworms unless you're a weirdo named John. So we're going to put earthworms into D tier, I can't lie. Because on one hand, they're chill. But on the other hand, they're kind of dumb. Like, if they maybe, like, realize... Like, after it rains, you just see dead bodies of earthworms on the sidewalk. Dried out bodies. Like, what are y'all doing? And then again, you know, early bird gets the worm, you know. Not really good. One of the most popular things you're known for is early birds getting you. So, not really doing you too well on this tier list. So, we're going to put them in D tier. Moving on, though, are bees. Now, bees are awesome. All right, they're pretty chill. They make honey, they pollinate your food, and they just fly around. They're literally buzzy bees, bro. Literally buzzy bees. I mean, they like flowers. They have hives. They pollinate your food, and they have honey, which we all know honey, not the scam, but the actual food. It's pretty good. So bees, I would put them into A tier, but B tier just suits a bee much better. You get what I'm saying? Next up are dragonflies. Now, dragonflies are pretty peak. You can't lie. Like, who hates, some people might hate bees, but who hates dragonflies? Seriously? Who goes out of their way to be like, yeah, I hate this thing? No one, literally no one. Dragonflies are chill, whenever it rains, and like some water builds up, you might see some of them flying around. You have a pool, they might fly around. They're literally chill guys. And of course, their name is Dragonfly. That's pretty cool on its own because dragon and they fly, so pretty cool. I would put them into A tier, but I don't think they're better than B, so we'll put them into B tier. I feel like B tier is a bit safe for this tier list. So yeah, we'll put them into B tier and we'll move on to praying mantis. Now, they are really chill, all right? They're just a chill insect or invertebrate. You see them on like trees, you see them fighting stuff. They're pretty cool. And, they look pretty funny too sometimes. And also there's a giant kaiju based off of a praying mantis. So, pretty peak. Pretty peak. We're going to put praying mantis into C tier because at the end of the day, they're not better than dragonflies or bees or crabs. So, we'll put them into C tier and we'll move on to spiders. Now, spiders, it can go two ways. You can have your normal house spider or like the jumping spider that looks really chill. Or you can have the abominations that are found in Australia that are as large as your plate. What? Why? Literally why? And then of course, you have the venomous spiders, venomous, toxic, poisonous, whatever you want to call it. One of those is probably correct. Whatever you want to call it, they are that thing. So, I mean, they're cool and all, but like, people are scared of spiders. Come on. Even some of the fuzzy spiders people are scared of, especially the fuzzy. I feel like people are more scared of tarantulas than they are like the black widow or whatever. So spiders, if they were just chill guys, they would be, if it was only the chill spiders, they would be higher up on the ranking. But because they have like black widows or the spider that bites you and your skin burns off, because they have those kind of dudes, or again, the spider that's the size of a plate, because they have those kind of dudes, we're going to have to put them into D tier. I can't lie. No, we'll move them up to C tier. We'll move them up into C tier. I'll be fair, because they're better than an octopus and they're better than worms. We'll move them up into C tier. What's going way above C tier, though, is a scorpion. Now, if you have a keen eye, you saw that the channel name is Scorpion, so obviously there's a little bit of bias here. So, first off, they got the stingers. Really, really cool. They got a little stinger behind, they have the 8 legs, the giant claws. And they're just chill guys. I mean, no, like, you're not scared of a scorpion. You're just like, oh, hey, it's a scorpion. But some people could be scared of spiders, unless people are scared of scorpions. But they're just chill guys, really. And I would know from personal experience, scorpions are chill guys. So, and then also the fact that back in the day, there was giant sea scorpions, which, if you want to see me yap about prehistoric sea scorpions, there's going to be a geological time period tier list in the top right corner. But continuing with this one, scorpions are chill. And obviously, the channel mascot is a scorpion, so it would literally, I'm pretty sure I would just like vanish. I would just like fade away if I didn't put scorpions into S tier. So that's where we're going to put them. And that is the end of today's video. Now, if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. But in case you don't do that, and in case I don't see you again, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.